A homeowner shot the car of a teenage couple who drove to the incorrect address while delivering groceries for Instacart in South Florida. Here we go again, Jackson. All of this mayhem and foolishness.
Florida. You know what I'm saying? If it's not Florida, it'd be like, oh, that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, if it wasn't Florida, it'd probably be Texas, but we in Florida right now.
Right.
Just the latest in the wrong place shooting across the nation this month. Thomas Waldes Jr., 19, and Diamond Hurley Darville, 18, were making a nocturnal delivery in the town of Southwest Ranches in Broward County when they pulled into a property in the 6500 block of Southwest 178th Avenue, believing they had arrived at the right address. And we see both of their photographs right there. After their Honda Civic stopped on Antonio Francesco's property next door to the target of the delivery, the son of Antonio came out at his father's behest to tell the pair in the car to stay off the property, according to the report. According to the pair, Antonio also got in his own truck and pulled up behind the couple, blocking them in. This dude really wants some problems. The couple said that they tried to reverse out of the lot, but struck a boulder instead. That's when they allege the guy, Antonio, approached them aggressively and began grabbing onto the driver's door window, trying to get away. They said they heard 3 gunshots before fleeing from the area. He's like, who are you? And we're saying, we're Instacart. I had seen him pull out a gun, and that's when I said, we gotta go. I was scared, I'm not going to lie. And that was Diamond Hartley Darville who made that statement, saying we gotta go, they scared, and I would be scared too. Now the homeowner told a different story, obviously. The 43-year-old explained to investigators that he initially ran towards his son after he called for help. That's when Cacavelli asserts he saw, Antonio's his first name, he saw Waldes driving erratically while running into logs, fence posts, and eventually a boulder. Then the car moved in his direction, causing him to dive out of the way. Really? According to homeowner who alleges that Waldes subsequently reversed the car and ran over his right foot. Fearing for him and his son's life, Antonio told investigators he drew his Smith & Wesson handgun and fired several rounds towards the vehicle's tires to prevent more injury. They literally told you they were Instacart drivers genius. That's what they told you. Why couldn't you hear them out? Was it because you saw a black couple and just decided I will shoot first and ask questions? Maybe. It's just not right. Even if you have a gun, I understand you're trying to protect your family, but you don't come outside shooting. We're telling you what we're here for. We're trying to leave and you're blocking us in. It could have just been on our way and they made it bigger than what it was. And again, that's Diamond talking. The neighbor that was expecting the order even confirmed, because you gotta have stuff confirmed, especially when you're black, that he watched the two drive onto the property before driving erratically in an attempt to leave. So they were driving erratically because they were trying to leave. And how much did Antonio actually really fear for his life, Jackson? Inquiring minds want to know, since he blocked the couple in. Because in my mind, if you truly are fearing for your life, you're not gonna block the people in that you say you're fearing from your life from. But that's just me. Jackson, your thoughts?
Well, less fear and more just kind of taking advantage of what you see as an opportunity to use your weapons. Because the amount of paranoia that you have to, not just paranoia, but kind of anxiety you have to spring out and do something like this just because someone pulls in your driveway is beyond ridiculous. And I think we talked about this last week, or maybe it was when I was on with JR, but You know, a lot of this type of behavior comes from people living vicariously through television shows and social media that feeds them information that makes them feel like everyone's out to get them, or you never know. You know, there's nothing wrong with owning firearms for protection, but a lot of people become like obsessed with the idea of having firearms because something's coming, something's always on its way. And so, you know, paranoia mixed with expectation. I mean, you know, and his story sounded ridiculous, like, all of a sudden I just had to run and scoop, so I pulled my gun out. Like, that's still not necessarily something you would pull your gun out for.
I mean, but Jack, you wouldn't block somebody in either.
Yeah.
If you were fearing for your life, like that part doesn't add up. And even him in his lie admitted that they were quote unquote driving erratically. Well, they were driving erratically because they were trying to get away from your crazy behind. And we know that Florida is one of those states that, you know, you fear for your life, you can pull out your gun and just shoot.
And when just arbitrarily say it, yeah, just say, oh, I was scared. But again, like, even if it was like somebody just kind of hectically driving, that still wouldn't necessarily be something where you would first think, you just get out of the way.
But how much hectic driving can you do in somebody's driveway unless they got a driveway that's long as heck, as long as the street? I mean, you really don't have a lot of space. And there's not to say that scams are not going on, because there are scams going on. You know, my son sent me a video the other day. This man standing at the door posing as a delivery person. Put Jackson back up, please. You know, posing Jackson as a delivery person, and this person had a gun behind them. And the homeowner happened to see the gun because they had this, you know, they saw it, and plus the Ring camera caught it. And they had the foresight to push this person away, and they jetted. So there is no doubt that there are people posing a danger from time to time, no doubt. I'm not gonna be one of those to sit up here and say that it's not. But if you really fear for your life, you're not gonna block the people in. And just to decide, just because somebody, without just even really figuring out the situation first, you know, we really are in a phase, especially in these stand your ground states, that they feel like they have what they do. They got the legal right to shoot first and ask questions last. You know, I was just doing a canvas just yesterday for a friend of mine who's running for mayor in Akron, Councilwoman Tara Mosley. And I'm telling you, for the first time, and I've been canvassing for a very long time, for the first time in my life, canvassing, I was a little nervous about just, you know, walking up. I made sure that the flyers were, you know, shown as I walked up to put flyers on people's porches. But that shouldn't be the case, because nobody should really be shooting first and asking questions second. It just does not make sense. So you would think, we want to know now, is the question is, what happened? Were any charges filed? Obviously the couple reported this to the police. Obviously they did, because their lives were put in danger. But this headline right here, Florida police declined to make an arrest after neighbor shoots at grocery delivery car. A man opened fire after feeling threatened by driver's actions, police said, and the driver was justified. And the driver was justified in an erratic escape. Each party appeared justified in their actions based on the circumstances they perceived. Now, this is what Detective Patrick DeCentio had to say. Both people actions were justified. This doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. Now, it wasn't clear if the detective concluded that shooting was justified based on Florida's controversial stand your ground law. Maybe that's what the detective was saying. The first in the nation, which states that residents have no duty. I mean, this is an extreme stand your ground law. That residents have no duty to retreat before using potentially deadly force to defend life, family, and property. Now, a detective asked if he wanted to prosecute, and we agreed to do that. But he said since they didn't break any laws or do anything unlawful, they couldn't do anything because we were on their property. And you know what? That really is a shame. And thank God that this couple did not get killed, because they could have gotten killed. You know, my grandmother talks a lot about she talked a lot about common sense. And Jackson, to me, the common sense here is not kicking in. But I bet you that stand your ground law really ties the hands of the police, probably.
Yeah, and I mean, it was just a lazy approach to just be like, well, both of them are right. So, you know, I mean, what if it was a robbery? You know, like it could have been, it wasn't, but I mean, you know, what if in another reality it was? You know, it's just basically a way for nothing to be done about people getting shot. And again, living in an environment where it's so easy to be sucked into doomsday just conspiracies, you know, people are on edge. Like, you know, like we pointed out, this wasn't, I was really scared more than it was this is an opportunity for me to shoot somebody.
Yeah, he did. I mean, listen, to block somebody in tells me you're not scared. Now, if he hadn't blocked people in, maybe the couple in, maybe I could have rolled with that just a little bit, but you blocked them in. Somebody just knocking on your door. Anyway, Lord have mercy on our souls. America, we got a problem. We really, really do.